like, oh, I have a great out.
How are you today?
Good.
What are you working on? Any streaming lately, or?
Yeah, I've been streaming. I did some streaming yesterday for a while.
Oh, that's good. No, I just wanted to touch base. As last time, we were talking about. I watched over the video because I record conversations. I was kind of watching. Looking for little cues, and we were talking about self-esteem. So, do you want to continue the conversation? Kind of see where we can go.
Sure. Give me 1 second. I gotta grab something.
Take your time.
I left my soda.
I have tea.
Sorry, I left my soda over on the table.
Not a problem. I was sipping some tea. I did have a question. Just going back to DVS because are you still with them, or you left your 2 week notice with them, right?
Yeah, I left them.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I really don't.
I
But
mean, I still moderate in the Facebook group, but that's like different.
yeah.
I don't consider myself an official employee of DVS anymore because technically I'm not.
No. My question was, that I think we had mentioned last discussion, that it gave you kind of an accomplished feeling when you were doing it. The problem is they, and like we discussed, they don't pay, which is awful. But my thinking, yeah.
My biggest problem with that on not paying, like, I'm okay with volunteer work. I'm okay with internships. I'm okay with work that helps give experience because, that's what volunteer work is. I'm not okay with being told that we're going to start paying and then finding out that they're likely never going to pay.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it came down to, was that they were toward the end
be
when I
upfront
was
about the whole thing.
So you're mostly focusing on your goals aren't really monetary. They're more along the lines of kind of accomplishment and achievement is what I'm gathering.
Yeah.
Yep.
And now I will admit it's nice to be given the opportunity to eventually start getting paid from, the gold queen. But at the same time, I know that up front they even told me even if they don't ever get to actually, pay monetary things, he was like, even if we, gift you a Battle.net account balance or buy you something in game, he's like, then that's our way of showing we appreciate you. Even just being, told that they appreciate me is payment enough.
There you go. That's the right attitude. It sounds like you're not looking yet. Like, there's so many people who are, it's always good to be paid. Yours was more. I think that was more along the lines of an issue of the word isn't betrayal. It's a matter of false promise, I guess.
Exactly.
They said they'd do something and they, find out 2 years later, oh, okay, well, that's not happening.
Right. And it's like, I stuck it out with DVS for quite a while, actually.
Oh, I remember. I haven't got, I'm up north now. I was up north last time when I first signed up with them. So I think 3-4 months, and I literally left the chats. I just said screw it. I was like, every day there were messages from about articles and Eddie would go on and just I denounced my NDA so I could talk as much shit about them as I want now. He was just always.
Oh wow! Wait, you actually left them completely now?
Yeah, I'm done. I didn't even give them a notice. I just kind of left the chats, to be honest, because I was just getting tired of seeing my Facebook Messenger app loaded with the writers chat and the DVS Gaming chat and just all this stuff. And I was just, every now and then I read over and I just go like, this isn't it's.
There was a time where like they had 2 different Discords, and you had, one was the community Discord for everybody, but then you had a Discord that was for all the workers, all the employees, and it was great because it was actually organized in there. Like, if you were a streamer, you got the streamer role, which unlocked access to the streamer channels in there. If you were a writer, same thing. But everybody, including like streamers and stuff like that, could at least see, and they would literally post, like, if they published an article, they would post it there, and we would go in it and we would grab the article from there and then, go out and share it. you know.
Well, that's a community vibe is what they were giving. It was a sense of
Now it's more, it's.
I know, I noticed it was it got very more along the lines of just let's talk about nothing.
Yeah, I really honestly missed the community vibe from when I first joined DVS. I missed
I
that.
like that. I liked it when I first joined. The first couple weeks was I got it, and I think this was the same with you. I think we talked about that. Just being able to write something and seeing that even 500 people reading it. I was like, okay, well that felt good. And they post the article up, and they on the chat, and they post the article up, and everyone would look at it and go, good job, Ryan, good job, and good article, and that was a good feeling. And toward the end, they started kind of drawing me toward the more the business end of things, and I just I was going, okay, well, if you if you want that kind of help, you got to consider the fact that you need to realize that there's people leaving because you're not getting paid. And I think Eddie was talking for about 2 weeks straight about, oh yeah, we're working on that.
Yeah, but
no,
of course, a lot of people don't know that my husband, he used to work finances, and he told me that with what he saw with DVS, because he, for a while there before DVS shut down, he was the financial guy.
I remember you talking about that. Yeah,
and he told me, he's like, they make enough money to fucking pay their writers.
They do. I've seen Eddie's Facebook page. He goes to Vegas every week.
Right, and they actually started doing something where it was like writer of the month and writer of the week. They did it for like 2 weeks, and then that was it. That was that.
Yeah.
I'm like, that right there alone. I made writer of the week once and got a free game out of it. To me, that alone, it shows some form of,
right there.
Exactly. It shows that you're appreciated. It shows that that they do appreciate you, even if they're not. Like, I used to volunteer over at the Cat Corner, which is a cat shelter here. You may or may not have heard me or seen mentions, shares on my Facebook.
I've heard you mention it before, I think.
Yeah. I'm a huge advocate for the Cat Corner. They've been around since like the 80s. And right now they're working on building. I've been donating to their new shelter fund. They want to come up. They're trying to work on getting enough money saved up and donated to them so they can build a bigger place. Now, in this bigger place, you I believe you like cats, right?
I love cats.
Okay. So
we feed strays, actually.
This may interest you then. A lot of times, if you pick up a stray cat and you take it down to the animal shelter, and they find out that cat has feline AIDS, they will put it down.
Oh, I hate that.
The Cat Corner is actually working on building a place that will have, like right now, they have a kitten room and a free roam area. The free roam area is where all the adult cats go.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah,
and they basically now. Don't get me wrong, they do let the kittens run around and play. But what they want to do, they actually want to build a place that has a separate area strictly for cats with feline AIDS.
Oh, that's sweet.
I think that is the best thing in the entire world, because as someone who has a cat with feline AIDS, well, he tests positive for it. We don't know if he actually has it or not, but he has to be treated like he has one. So he's microchipped with an FIV positive warning on the microchip that basically lets them know, hey, he does test positive. He doesn't pose a threat to other cats, though, as long as he's not aggressive. And he's not. He's not. Unless he comes across another adult male cat, and then it's alpha thing, because he's alpha here.
Mm-hmm. What do you do at it's the Cat Corner, you said?
The Cat Corner, yeah. Right now, I actually used to volunteer there, but instead, because I get sick a lot, sometimes just like getting up and going to the bathroom, so I don't do a lot of activities. So me and my husband do try to frequent the Cat Corner. I'll buy like cat toys. I'll buy like catnip, cat treats, cat food. They've actually made a couple of posts before where they would show pictures of the pantry, and they're like, we have nothing for kittens. And so me and my husband went out. We bought like the biggest bag of kitten food that we could find, and took it in them. And I've taken cat toys. There's one cat. with one of the cat toys because they always take the toys and they give them to the cats right away.
Yeah.
And there's one cat who literally married a toy that we took in there, and so it kind of felt nice. And
that's a good feeling.
Oh, it is. Like I mean, this cat he carried it everywhere, every week. Like event when that cat got adopted, they had to let that cat take the toy because he wouldn't leave without the toy. Like he carried that toy everywhere. If they went to the vet, he had to have his toy. I was like, that's actually
cats. Cats are smarter than people think. They really are.
It's like this is mine.
Yeah. Well,
but over there, like most volunteers,
you volunteered there, you said?
Yeah, most people there, when they volunteered, they're cleaning cat cages and stuff like that. But then they also have another version of volunteer called kitten cuddler. Basically, go there and you spend time with the cats, and that's what me and my husband do. We'll go there, we'll spend time with the cats.
That gives you a sense of accomplishment, which was kind of where I was leading, because I was kind of thinking in terms of what causes self-esteem or self-confidence issues, or even if not an issue, the one thing that really gives people confidence in any scenario is being able to do something that gives you a sense of achievement in that sense, so volunteer work, that's one of those things. From what I understand about you, you're not about monetary gain. You're kind of just you'd be okay with it, but you're more along the lines of you just want I think that's honestly where the mission starts, is to kind of start seeing accomplishments and achievements, even in the form of discretion. So have you considered like looking at other game writing jobs, places where you could go? Because I'm looking online right now and there's a lot of places to apply to that I don't know if they pay. I don't think you care if they pay, but it's like Rockstar Games Network. There's a lot of places out there that you might be able to send some of the DVS portfolio pieces to them, and they might be able to bring on board. I don't know.
I actually haven't considered that, but
should
I did at one time apply for Sims VIP. I got accepted into them, but they decided, instead of telling me exactly what they were looking for, they decided to cut me loose because apparently my writing wasn't story-like enough for them.
Oh, BS.
But they didn't tell me, and for a while there, I was horrified because Sims VIP is a really good website. It's the go-to for Sim stuff. So even be accepted there. Now, get this. She tells me, she goes, yeah, we don't pay. I'm like, okay. And she goes, and she told me, she's like, but we do give out, I do give out of my own pocket free expansions. I'm like, to me, that's payment.
Yeah, that's how I like to look at things too.
So I got Get Famous for free because I was working on writing the review for it at the time, and she's like, oh no, that's not story-like enough. And she's like, I'm gonna have. Well, fine. So I gave because she never published it, that meant that it was still technically mine. So that's the Get Famous review that I gave it to DVS. DVS accepted it.
Do me a favor. Send me some of your I guess pick because you still have access to the DVS website at least. Send me a couple of your articles, so, like ones you think would be the ones that were like, I guess the ones that are most adept at what you're, like the ones that you consider that were your best or your favorite. And I wanna see something.
More or less like my favorites.
Yeah, pretty much. As many as you want. You could send 2. You could send 10. I just kind of want to read through them because I want to see, if you have that skill set. It seems like the streaming is for you. You just enjoy doing that. You love doing that. It seems the same with writing.
I love streaming. I love making my YouTube videos. Yes, it's nice that I'm making money off from the YouTube stuff.
I know. That's great, by the way.
But oh yeah, I checked, and this month
how much you making now?
Right now I got $60 in my Google AdSense account. So if I make another 60 next month, then I'll get a check of like 120. So that's
wow.
pretty good. So it seems like it's picking up. It's not every 4 or 5 months that I'm getting a check now. It's getting closer and closer, and eventually that may change to a monthly thing, and that would be super nice, but not my ultimate. And I don't ever want people to think like, yeah, I have affiliates, and I do share out the affiliate links, but I don't want people to think I'm doing it just for the money.
Yeah, yeah, I understand.
Like,
Well,
I'm an affiliate of Zygor Guides.
mm-hmm.
Zygor Guides is a leveling guide in World of Warcraft. I was promoting Zygor Guides way before I ever became an affiliate. So my thought process is, well, why the fuck not? You know? So when
Well,
sorry.
no, I was continue. I'm sorry. I was about to bring. I was reading something out loud. I'm looking at writing jobs for gaming that I want to send you over to.
Oh, okay. But I started like I've been using Zygor Guides like officially for maybe like 10 or 11 years.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I just became an affiliate with them like at the end of last year. And I've actually had people say, "Oh no, you just did that for the money." I'm like, "No, I didn't. I was already sending out a referral link where all
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I was already referring people even before they ever started the referral and
Yeah.
affiliates. There's a difference though. My referral link only, like, if I send you my referral link, it only takes money off from my monthly subscription. But if I send you my affiliate link, I get a 50% commission for every month that you are subbed underneath my
Wow.
affiliate link. And if you unsub, you would have to reuse my affiliate link to resub back. Otherwise, I don't get your money.
No, that's a catch-22. But
It is, but it's, to me, I'm like, I just want people to know about this great thing out there. So
yeah.
anytime I make a video with Zygor, I actually do tell people if they want it. You know, although
Well,
someone was like, "Well, technically, isn't that a sponsored video?" No, that's not sponsored because Zygor's not paying me to make the video. There's
I
a
see what you're
difference.
saying. Yeah,
they're,
that's more along the
they're
lines
giving me an
of.
affiliate link.
Well, they consider that a business. They consider that cross promotion. Like when you do on a website, you're kind of, as an example, you write an article and you kind of someone else distributes it, but they give you that credit right there. It's that's accomplishment in my eyes. Just having a I used to write a couple articles for not magazines. They were magazines, very rare magazines, ones that I think they were sold in like Hawaii, and I would receive a copy. But I used to write like 500-word articles every month to them, and I just remember the feeling I would get when I would just like open up the magazine and just find my article, and it was a crappy little magazine. It was awful stuff. It was all pictures, and it was like 5 articles, and but I would see my article, and I just lit up, and I think that's one of those things that you seem to be enjoying. You seem to enjoy writing a lot, and it's worth considering. Even if you're not getting paid for something, looking around as much as you can. If you want, I'll help you see what I could find. And always just send your links and kind of set up a portfolio. I think you sent me your portfolio. I wanted to.
Yeah, it's still a work in progress, but
Do you want some help?
I saw your suggestion about using Wix, so I haven't looked into that yet.
If you want help, let me know. I could do that for very cheap. It's actually no, it's actually a very good website, but it's the only problem. It's actually I have no complaints about it. Actually, it's very good.
You know what? I have 2 author links for DVS Gaming.
You do?
Yeah, apparently I do. Okay.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
That means that I have more articles than I thought I did.
Oh, so okay. You know what? Send me everything you got. If you could do if it's 2 links, send me 2 links. I want to check out your stuff, and I think the main step is
Do you
because
still want me to
that's
send you all my favorites? Because so far I've
yeah.
got
Just
one, two,
send
three,
me what you
four.
have because I want to see your style and see where you would fit best because I kind of want to help you get involved in get to the point where you're able to start looking into other opportunities for writing because that seems to I remember you and DVS when I first started we hadn't really touched bases too much but I remember I would read you and you every time someone posted an article or something you just showed massive gratitude toward it and that kind of gives me this feeling of like okay well maybe if whatever self-esteem self-confidence if that's even an issue at the moment the point is when you want to improve on your life in any way, shape, or form. Or even if you don't, even if you're set in your ways and you're happy with life, as a lot of people are, it's always good to keep going and advancing on things. That sense of achievement for something, you know, even if it's just an article published somewhere, even if you're not getting money off it, it could always lead somewhere. I mean, it took me 10 years to go from web design that was making nothing to business consulting that's now 100 an hour. So it's like it took 10 years to get there, but I finally got there. And, you know, even in between all the stuff I learned while just doing, you know, free work and just doing internships and all that, you know, that feeling is just, I honestly think everyone should go about life the way I'm doing it, and the way you're doing it as well, which is kind of just going about opportunities, not in a manner of you know, looking toward the idea of the
I'm
prospect.
noticing while going through here and grabbing all the links of my favorite articles, which I'm noticing that by doing this, all the ones that I'm actually opening up tend to be ones that I chose, or ones that I wasn't told, hey, you need to write this.
That's interesting.
Yeah, so I'm noticing that, like, for instance, one of my favorites was that Supernatural How Will It End article.
Go ahead. Yeah.
I still go through that one.
How many views did you get on that one?
That one has 504 views, but
see, I was happy with 500. I always was.
yeah.
Like, one of my first article I think got 1,000 views, and that was I don't know how that happened, and then after that it started dropping. But I was, you know, that's an immense feeling, you know, being able to say you're achieving something, you got published somewhere, you know. Just I have 6 books. I'll put it this way. I'll be upfront. I have 6 books in publication. They're all on Amazon. No one has read them. However,
Really?
yep. Maybe me, my mom, maybe my dad, and I think a client recently just bought them. You can go on Amazon. There are 0 reviews. It's free to read. I just enjoyed the writing, and, you know, just having the fact that I have books published, even though no one's reading them, you know, it's just a good feeling. And I think, you know, that's kind of where you're going toward is, you know, I think your main area of, you know, what you're trying to do is you're trying to continually improve on things, you know, and you want that sense of achievement and that sense of accomplishment, you know, that's the cornerstone to having a happy life, in that sense, you know. So maybe there's something I could help out with as far as um aside from, you know, advice. I did send you on the Skype. I sent you a link. There just some sample jobs. I just typed in video game writing in Google, and it came up with some jobs. So consider, you know, sending
I actually saw
your
that link, so I'm gonna make sure I
look
check it
into it.
out.
And I think, you know, the other thing would be the once you start working on the portfolio, you know, just clean it up a little bit and just have links to articles. And even if not, I'm gonna send you something I have actually. This is kind of my cover letter to when let me see, here it is.
Oh my god, this annoys me so much. Why is there a period in the name of a title? One of my articles says 5 tips when boosting a character, and then it has a period. I'm like, no, that bothers me, and I have no idea why.
You can't go back and edit it.
So I'm like, that bothers me.
If you're like me, it's an OCD thing. It just happens. I get that way too. So
you know, I do have OCD. I was told I have OCD, but it's not the cleaning type OCD. My OCD.
Mine's the organization.
Essentially, like, if I don't know where something is and it's supposed to be here,
yeah, that kind of
it bothers me. And I'm OCD about the mess around my computer desk. My husband will clean it up. Within days, it ends up a mess again, and he's like, "How?" I'm like, "My mess, my desk."
I'm like that too. You should see my desk right now. Everything's like just lined up perfectly, and if it's not like that, I'll be thinking about it. So, how long has it been since, if you don't mind me asking, because we're, you know, these are sessions where you're open to say whatever you want. So, how's everything going lately as far as self-esteem, self-confidence, happiness, accomplishment, all that? Feeling good, or?
Well,
anything going on?
It's been a stressful last 2 days for me, for sure.
What's been going on?
I dealt with some. Oh god, I could send you screenshots of these conversations.
If you want, you can go ahead and send them. I don't mind.
But okay, so I'll go ahead and send them to you so you kind of have an idea about what I dealt with. But well, it all started because one of my mods. Okay, so there was this person who started getting creepy and whatnot.
And he
And so he I told it to send. Okay, there it goes. Hopefully they're
there we go.
okay. They're all in order.
Oh, I see. Let me see.
But
Oh
then
wow, that's a lot.
oh, there's more, but I won't send them all to you.
Don't worry about it. I'll
Just those four, and then because those four is like, yeah. So in my GTA RP, my character had a boyfriend who was controlling, and now and she broke up with him, and this person who was banned like just started saying I stole his past apparently. I'm like, dude, you really think you were the only one who's ever been in a controlling relationship? And he goes, well, my wife told me before I left. I'm like, I don't give a shit what your wife told you. It doesn't mean I know that.
Exactly. That's well, it sounds like I'm reading these now, and
But then he sends me a message on Facebook, and he goes, you need to stop streaming. You're not made for streaming. I'm like, what the fuck? Where the fuck did that come from? I'm not gonna stop streaming because some fucking idiot tells me not to.
You know what I was about to say. It could be a stressful couple days, but in the end, the point is you just said exactly what you're supposed to say in those situations, which is if someone upsets you, and if someone wants to tell you stop doing something, the best thing you could do is literally just say no. Okay, well, kind of fuck you. Like, no, I'm gonna do what I enjoy doing. That's the best attitude. Exactly what you said, which was literally, who the fuck are you? I'm gonna who the fuck are you? Why the fuck would I stop streaming? I like doing it. That's none of your business. So, good job on that. That's but it's stressful. I know it's probably it's harassment almost, kind of.
Oh, it gets worse. He actually went he started harassing me in another Discord. He was banned from that one. Like he was told to stop there. And he didn't, and he continued. And then he was banned out of another Discord for the same shit. And then he goes into I'm a mod in the Women of Warcraft Discord. And he goes there and he goes, I hate you, Cat. I'm like, you do realize I'm a mod here, right? Bam. And then he gets banned out of another Discord. I'm like, dude, what the fuck? Why? Exactly. Why go through all this shit? And he tells me, well, I'm schizophrenic. I know schizophrenic people who act better than that.
I was diagnosed with schizophrenia. I probably still have it, and I don't do stupid shit like that. That's actually just there's that. Did he literally say, "Oh, I have schizophrenia. That's why I did that"?
No, he told me before. He told me after the first time, because this isn't the first time I've had an issue with him. This is just the last time. I tend to be a very forgiving person, which can sometimes be my downfall.
How so? In what way?
Because sometimes, like, I could forgive someone, like, so many times, only to end up with the same shit all over again. And
same consequences, yeah.
Right, but there does come a time where I hit that breaking point where, you know what, I'm done. I'm not putting up with this. I don't need this in my life.
And what do you do at that point? You kind of just
I walk off. It's like, fuck, I don't need it. Yeah. I don't need it.
That's
holy crap! I have so many articles open right now.
Okay, send as many as you want. I'll be looking at them when we're done. But I just wanted to, I really think you've got good things going on in your life, Catherine. You've got I think getting writing going again. How's streaming? How's everything going? It's successful so far, and the YouTube videos are doing well. And
yeah, actually, let me open up yet another tab. Good thing we're 2 monitors.
Oh, okay. I'm stuck with the one, but I got 2 laptops, so it's about the same thing.
I like the new layout for the YouTube Creator Studio that they have.
Yeah, I saw that. It's beautiful.
Oh, God, yes. I like it because I tell it go to my YouTube Studio, and it actually lays everything, like, right up front. Like, it shows my last video, which was the Twitch Highlights Part 6, and it shows me first 2 days, 4 hours compared to your typical performance, and it shows me that the watch time is 96% up. The average view duration is 180.
Wow, good job.
Yeah, and it
What
shows
is
me, but it shows me that the views are down by 18%, but that's not red, so
that's
it's
gonna
it's like
fluctuate. As if it goes, if it's at 50%, then you got a problem. But if it,
yeah.
best
But
advice, monitor it
it,
and
it shows me the I love that it gives ideas for you, and it tells like you can click there and it gives tips on equipment and planning tips, editing and sound. Like YouTube's really, it even
well, I
tells you
think
known YouTube issues.
well, what they had, I don't know if this is, I think this is the finished version. They had the beta up, which was, I think, why it was so clumsy, and I think they finally figured out what was wrong with it, and now I guess this is the new version. Now speaking of that, I gotta go check it out again because I saw it. I didn't really. I was uploading a
My
video.
channel analytics shows that I've gotten 92 subscribers in the last 28 days.
That's plenty.
I'm at 2,571, and it
Your
literally
goals.
feels like just like it wasn't that long ago. I was telling you I was around 2,400.
Yeah, I remember that. So it's been up. Yeah, it's moving on up.
Yeah, and
Uh,
it shows me like my revenue is down by 10% compared to what I made
ah,
last month, but it's still, I mean, 5471 is still better than nothing at all.
oh God, yeah, that's definitely
And
and
it
it's
shows
gonna
me my
fluctuate.
top
It's
my
gonna
top
fluctuate.
videos too. It shows me
What
those.
vi- what videos are you getting the top views for?
MC Command Center downloading and installing, which I
Okay.
actually do plan on doing more MC videos that give more of an in-depth, but breaking them down by module because there's so many modules to
Hmm.
that mod.
What is it?
Um,
It's I'm
MC
sorry.
Command Center. It's a mod in it's a script mod for World of Warcraft, but it can be very complex. But it's
Oh, yeah,
I mean not WoW. I mean The Sims. So yeah,
yeah.
it's a really useful mod. Um,
Okay, so now you're branching out more so into less of the gaming aspect of things and more into
I
the
what
technical aspects of things.
I started thinking, and it's like, okay, you know what? For it, looking here, in the last 48 hours, that MC Command Center video has gotten 547 views.
And
My
how long?
cheat, 48 hours.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
Let me. I
and
just out
my
of
Sims
curiosity,
4
I'm gonna do the math.
cheats for needs for the Sims 4 got 369 views, and my free vampire PowerPoints cheat got 145. All of this within a 48-hour time period,
Well, the best bet
which
is
tells me what videos I need to focus on.
hey, that was about to say that basically gives you a general idea of what's
And
doing well, and that doesn't mean stop making the other videos that aren't doing as successful. It just means if the end goal is say 3,000 subscribers, which I think was the original goal. The best thing to do is kind of reach out to. There should also, actually, to be honest, the subscribers that's going to happen regardless. Your goal actually should be to kind of increase the view times and other factors. That could be a consideration as well because that kind of is a more measurable metric. That it's tracking subscribers. That's gonna happen. People are gonna like a video. They're gonna subscribe, and it's a
oh
great
yeah,
thing. But like increasing view time or seeing stuff like that. That kind of 500 views in 48 hours. You said.
mm-hmm.
Let me see. That's 10 an hour. Wow. I just
Wow.
did the math. Yeah, that's an improvement. When you started doing YouTube videos and all that, how was it going? Was it easy or did it take a while to get to the point where you are now?
Um, it took a while to get to the point where I am now. Initially, my YouTube channel, and a lot of people think this is really funny. Originally, my YouTube channel started because I had a school assignment to create a YouTube channel. He also wanted us to create a Twitter. He wanted us to create a Facebook page, LinkedIn, because he wanted to show
That's
us
a
how
good
we can
feature.
use all of these
That's
to promote
actually
ourselves.
I honestly think that's one thing. That's actually a very good thing to have. I'm in college now, and I there was a computer class, and they taught a couple basics that I learned about. But I always thought that my thinking has always been, and I did this with a school in Boca Raton, where I kind of incorporated like a business curriculum because I was realizing there's everyone and this goes for any college, not just in art college. Just in any college, they don't give you that aspect of teaching how to do resumes and social media and branding yourself. All this stuff that's really important. I mean, I've been in college 5 years. I haven't once had someone tell me, this is how you write a resume. This is how you write a cover letter. I had to figure all that out on my own, and
Yeah,
it's very beneficial.
it's important to know those things.
It is.
I was also after I created my YouTube channel, I started to upload my schoolwork, my videos that I had to do for school to my YouTube channel. Sometimes it actually came in handy because if for some reason I could not upload the video itself to the website, I was able to send my instructor the link and they would accept that. As long as I kept the original document, so if I had to make changes based on feedback, I would be able to.
And just took off from there.
Right. And then I started reading in World of Warcraft, and you know how ADHD can be. Watching the fights, there's way too much going on the screen. And I tell people straight up front, I'm like, dude, my ADHD doesn't allow me to watch that. And they're like, how can you blame that? I said, dude, there's way too much on the screen. I need it simple.
As an example, I used to play World of Warcraft a lot, and I was the kind where I said, screw leveling up, I'm just gonna buy a level 60 character for $300. Like I remember one time, I think my dad, I was like 18, my dad had to bail me out. Literally just had to give me like $300 because my checking account bounced. I'm like, I'm sorry, I bought a World of Warcraft character that I'm using 3 times a month because I only played like 3 times a month anyway. And but I remember there was the ADHD aspect and also a little bit of OCD when I was like, I would do raids or massive, the PvP, but like the massive arena kind of stuff. I forgot the exact terminology. Not the arena where it was like 2 versus 2 or 3 versus 3. It was more like the major PvP fights where there's like so much going on screen. And with World of Warcraft, there's so many visuals. Every time it's very immersive. Every time someone hits someone else, there's damage counts going up. There's colors. There's you click on something and it changes. It's just too much going on too. So I can't agree with you more on that. It gets to you. On that note, how's ADHD going?
Pretty good. My husband was able to pick up my Adderall, thankfully. Good. Yeah. I was literally freaking out because I didn't know we had the money. My husband didn't tell me that he actually hid the money. And I was freaking out. I was literally working on creating a GoFundMe to try and see if I couldn't get some help. And then I had a friend message me and he's like, hey, you know what? I'll loan you the money for it because it costs $130 to pick it up.
Mine went up to $70 with my new insurance. So it used to be $2 copay. So
my insurance won't cover it at all until after we pay $4,500 in pharmacy fees.
Okay.
But go figure, they paid for this cream that was prescribed for me because of my open sore. They paid for that, but even after they paid for it, it was still well over $100.
Oh wow! Yeah. What are your when you don't have the Adderall? What are your strategies to handle the ADHD? Does it just get out of control and you really can't function in a sense?
I literally, without the Adderall or without the medication, I can't focus on anything at all.
It's kind of, yeah. I mean, I have ADHD, but mine's a lesser version of it. So it's to the point where I understand ADHD to a certain extent, but I've never really met anyone who's had the severe version, which seems to be kind of yours, which is more along the lines of, the medication. With me, the medication, it helps focus on certain things, but at the same time, even without it, I'm able to, I'm able to maintain schoolwork if I need to, in a sense. But I know ADHD with a lot of people, it's to the point where if they don't have a medication or they don't have it under control, they're literally at the mercy of just a butterfly flies by while you're doing one thing and you're just suddenly you're on the butterfly.
Yeah.
So, do you have any coping strategies for when you're not on it, just in case?
I haven't
I'm
really.
gonna, because it's always good to have that plan just in case. I'm gonna send you a little link here.
Okay.
It's just, I don't know if this will work, but let me see. This is funny. I just pulled up 80 tips for ADHD and Riddle's best tips for disorganization. I invite people over for dinner or visit, so I have to clean up. Oh, this is someone's. Okay, I'm not going to send you this one. This one's just someone rambling about. I think this person's definitely ADHD because they're just rambling about nothing. Uh, uh,
Oh my
what?
god, I
Yours is
forgot all
more.
about this article that I wrote.
Oh, what was it?
It was how Forsaken World could have been better.
Yep. See, you've got a good thing with writing going. I think that's
I actually have a video as well where I actually compare World of Warcraft and Forsaken World.
See, you got an edge. I'll tell you that much. You've got a different type of mindset. Um, a lot of a lot of people, myself included, I would just write in terms of and in general, just even if I'm writing an article for my blog or for LinkedIn or whatever, it's just it focuses on one concept. I rarely venture. What you're doing is you're venturing into it's comparative rhetorics is what they call it. I think if I remember my class last year, where it's kind of like you take taking one thing, kind of saying, okay, well, in this sense, and obviously with video games, it's very useful because you're kind of going, okay, well, this video game, as an example, video games actually enhance spatial navigation, so skills they decrease aggression. It's kind of taking the one aspect and comparing it to something else, like video games to a psychological concept in that sense, and that's useful. People love that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I think, send me those. I want to see those. I want to see if I can get, I want to try to help. I want to keep working with you and try to help you see if you can get some additional writing things going because it seems that's your area. That seems to be what gives you the most achievement, I think. And also the YouTube, you're doing great on that too. Let me see here.
And I guess I didn't realize how good it actually was doing until we started talking because there are things I didn't know about checking like the analytics.
Yeah, I didn't. I did a extensive social media. Udemy. Have you heard of Udemy.com?
What's the name of it?
Udemy, Udemy. I don't know how it's pronounced. I just call it Udemy.
I don't think I heard. Oh, yeah, I don't think I heard about that one.
They have it's basically free. They have courses. They're like $200, but if they have like 4 sales a month, where it's like for 5 days, every course that they have is like $11. And I have like 20 courses. I might send you a link to my thing, and maybe if you want to, there's one on specifically on optimizing YouTube pages and social media. I'll send you a link and give you my login so you can go in. Maybe if you get bored one day, just watch some courses on. A lot of it's like it teaches you all the basics about how to post, how to set up your web, how to set up everything, and how to optimize things. And I honestly think your next step is kind of just once you get the portfolio cleaned up, and I sent you a cover letter, by the way, a PDF. I might be able to help you do something like that too, where you kind of have like links to articles and kind of like something to send out to people. And if you have a portfolio that's a little bit more organized, with writing samples, video samples, and stuff like that, you have the ability to.
I'm also noticing that some of the articles that I find are my best work, the controversial ones, the ones that piss people off. I don't know why
People love that.
I don't know why, but I love, like, for instance, talking about how Lady Jaina and Lady Sylvanas are actually alike. I mean, you know how many people I'm sure that pissed off because
But
how the hell could you compare them?
Yep, and that's the other point is, you have a creative knack. You have a different kind of mindset, which is very inspiring because I have to deal with a lot of people who basically what you have is you have all the solutions to any given problem in your life. All you need to do is just keep harnessing them and keep doing work and keep at it. How long have you been doing like writing and streaming and videos and everything? How long has that been, if you can think back to it?
Honestly, I've been writing probably for a very long time. ever since I was like in elementary school, my teachers used to get upset with me because I was writing instead of paying attention.
You want to hear? I'm not to cut you off. I dropped out of high school because I was so busy. I started failing classes because all I would do is just sit there in the classroom. This was high school. And I dropped out literally because of this. I would sit there in the class and I wouldn't pay attention or do the work. I would just sit there and write poems or songs or draw or something. So I feel you on that. It's
I got sent to the principal's office once,
oh
and the principal told me, he goes, okay, he's like, this is very good. He's like, but now here's what I want you to do. I want you to write more for me.
there you go.
And he's like, but don't do it while you're in class. Now,
yeah.
it got to where when I was in elementary school, when I was in English, I would literally breeze right through my English class. Like, they tested me. I was high school level reading at in elementary school. And when they retested me, because in the 9th grade I picked up the book Man in the Iron Mask.
Oh, I remember that. That's
I read the
book.
And I was able to understand it and comprehend everything that happened without ever seeing the movie. And when my English teacher looks at me and he's like, you wrote a book report on Man in the Iron Mask. I was like, yeah. And he's like, you know how hard that book is? I'm like, no. And he goes, dude, it's classed as a college level book. I don't even know why we have it in a school library.
You know, we have a lot in common. I read that book, I think I was 7th grade when I read that book, and I remember I understood it too.
So he requested to have me tested. I tested at level 14, which is apparently sophomore level college rating.
Yeah,
I tested at that. And my 12th grade English teacher tried to get me put into AP English.
Yeah,
because I would breeze right through. Like, he'd put a test in front of us. I'd have it done literally 15 minutes. Hand in, and he'd look at it and he'd be like, that's right. He's like, you know what, you just get it. Everything was right.
I had a teacher in 7th grade. I wrote a paper. It was just she said just write a narrative story, like 5 pages, something like that. And I just and this was around 9/11 ish. So I wrote about a first person story about. I thought it was nothing. This was kind of, I guess, when I realized, like, okay, well, writing's my main facade. I wrote, it was a short story. It was about someone in the World Trade Center when the planes actually crashed into it. And it was his story of like getting out of the building while everything was going. I remember talking about like broken stairwells and whatever. And the teacher, we were sitting in class, and I think we were all reading an assignment because middle school, they made us read stuff that were from books and all that. And I remember she called me over and she said, Ryan, come hither. I don't know why she said hither. I will never forget. She said, come hither. And I was like, okay, we're in Rome now. And she said, did your mom write this for you? And I went, nope, all me. And she says, huh. So it seems like your strength is that's your passion, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pursue that. I sent you a link, and there's other links. I would start, the best advice you could go with is start optimizing that portfolio. If you want help, I'm more than willing to help. It's even if not with Wix, even with WordPress or whatever you want to do, just if you have a portfolio, and I sent you a PDF, if something similar to that, where it kind of just explains, a little bit about yourself and gives links to work, you could easily land yourself in a good writing job. Even if it's not paying, I think you're more for the accomplishment of things, and I'm going to do some research when we're done talking about that to see what the best way to go about doing that would be. So if you want help, let me know. I'm willing.
All right.
And so that's I think that's the main game plan. And even without DVS and even without the companies, just keep writing. I think it's you seem to have a passion about it. We spoke 30 minutes, and I don't think you realized that, but 30 minutes of it was just about writing. And that's a good thing, because that shows me, that it's reading the subtle cues. That shows that, okay, well, obviously you're thinking about it, even if you're not aware of it, you're thinking about it in the back of your mind. And since you left DVS, have you been writing still, or have you kind of abandoned it?
I haven't really abandoned it. I've actually been working on kind of like a little writing exercise for the
Very
people that I'm writing for now. Or rather, yeah, for the it's more like they give me writing exercises. They want me to be 100% prepared. So some of these articles that they give me can either be maybe published on their website, some of them definitely not. Like the one that they have me writing is more my look and my outtake on this whole Dylan Sims stuff with Sims 4.
Hmm. You
Believe it or
love that
not,
game, don't you?
I do. I'm passionate about that game
I
and World of Warcraft.
I
Just
noticed those are the two that you seem to
if
be the
I'm playing
most
a game, it's
active.
usually those.
Oh, let me see something.
Oh my god. I just ran across an article that I wrote like years ago. Back in 2017. So um about Isteria and called it a game for dragon lovers.
It
It's the only MMO where you can actually play a dragon. Like really, like you
really
can
is,
be a
yeah.
dragon. But
That's actually true.
but if I'd have known then what I know now, I would not have written the article, and I'll tell you why. Because the company lied.
Oh,
Let
okay.
me
So
tell
it
you.
was
Okay, supposedly you are able to play a dragon for free up to level 15. Then after that, if you want to level past 15, you have to pay. Which that's fine.
um
That's fine. I was cool with that. I was actually gonna level up my dragon to level 15 and then level him up, and then go ahead and drop the money. But then one day I log in, I have 0 character slots available, and it said 0/1, which meant I had 1 character on an account that technically I shouldn't have had, and I had no character slots. In order to play my dragon, I had to unlock the character slot. I feel like the company lied about it.
hmm. Yeah, that might have been something.
And
Uh,
that kind of pissed me off because there was no warning whatsoever. So, but I'm still proud of the article because, I found this game. I'm the one who went to, at the time, we called him Cosmic. Um, at the time, like, he was the editorial manager. And I went to him and I said, hey, I want to write this article. And he's like, go for it. We had a lot more control over our own articles back then.
I'm sending you a bunch of links that are websites you can go to that currently accept. I don't even think you have to apply. You literally can just write, follow their submission guidelines. It's all gaming magazines. I'm gonna see if I can find any more, but I sent you, I think, 4 or 5. I would consider, sending them, contacting them, or seeing what their submission guidelines are, and kind of consider writing something in, submitting it, even if it doesn't get published or it's not approved or whatever. At least you have something that can go on the portfolio too, which is the main area. I think main things is for you. I think the main thing is aside from the YouTube videos, the streaming. That's kind of a passion kind of project. And by the way, good job on making money on YouTube. It's really hard. They're actually very stingy with that from what I've experienced. But I think your main 3 areas are kind of focused on writing for games, even if it's not published. 2 would kind of be getting the portfolio kind of revamped so that you kind of have, every time you write an article, you have something posted on it that kind of links to it. And 3, working on kind of a short, and I could help you with this because it's not too hard. I would just need your favorite articles and whatever. But just a little.
So far, you should see how many tabs I have. Hang on, I'll show you this.
You're gonna send me all of them if you can, please.
Oh, I will. I'm just gonna show you how many tabs I have open between my between both my monitors right
Okay,
now.
let me see. Let me go on. Let me see.
All right, let's see here. Okay, print screen. Let's see if that did that right. Yep. Okay. Like I
I
have
don't.
so
I don't
many.
see.
It's there we go. I have so
Oh.
many
Oh, there we go.
tabs
Let me see.
open.
Oh my Jesus Christ! These are from DVS.
Yes, just from DVS. Like
That's how
I
is your
didn't even
computer?
touch my
How is your
blog yet.
how is your computer still running?
I'm just gonna go with wow. My first
You know what
article
would be a
with
better
DVS was November 2016.
Here's an idea. Those tabs, copy and paste the URL and start putting them into a Word document, and kind of just like one URL, then a space, and then under that another URL, and just assemble them, and then send the document to me, and I'll try to format it into kind of like a cover letter kind of thing that you could send to these submission places. I honestly think writing is your
I do love writing,
and that sense of achievement's important for confidence and all that. It really it just made a lot of people, that's why so many people in the world are pissed off right now, is because they're working dead end jobs that they don't enjoy, and they're not pursuing their passion. And
I feel like you should, like, if you
you're
are,
supposed to, yeah.
It's I'm passionate about gaming, and I'm passionate, and I love sharing that with others. I love how I'm on the support team for Deadpool's Discord, which he's the guy who created MC Command Center. So I do a lot to help people there. I help Sacrificial, who created Extreme Violence in The Sims, which you may or may not have seen. I wrote an article called "Playing with the Extreme Violence mod for The Sims 4," and then I wrote another one. The other one where I talked about the top 5 violence mods, he actually retweeted out, and he's like, "Is it sad that every single one of these mods is mine?" I'm like, and they are, and it's so funny because, but I do a lot to help him out, and every time I've written an article that deals with extreme violence, or I've done a video that deals with any of his mods, he's always been super appreciative, and I like that because he never fails to thank me for all the help. He even tells me, he's like, "You don't have to help me as much as you do." I'm like, "But I want to." And I love helping people with things, and I think that's something that I am passionate about. I super love helping people.
That's another area to expand upon.
I expanded into my YouTube channel for games because of my issue, my personal problems with. I'm sorry, if you're talking about, where DPS is supposed to stand in a raid, and I see, the healer's all the way over here, or this person's all the way over here, it's too much on the screen for me. So,
yeah, that's understandable.
I prefer to have the clear cut stand here. In fact, I actually was on a raid team before that did just that with me. They were like, "Okay, Charlene," because that's what they called me in the guild. My warlock's name was Charlene. They were like, "Okay, Charlene, stand here. This is where you stand, don't move."
Gotcha.
They're like, "The only way you move is if you move a couple steps forward because the boss goes out of range. That's it. Then you go right back there." And they would actually, because I went to them and I said, "Look, I have learning disabilities, I have ADHD, I can't, watching these videos is too much on the screen for me." And they're like, "Okay, so can you read the fights?" I said, "I can read the fights just fine." They would give me a few minutes to read the fights. And if the fight didn't give a picture of it, I would be like, "Okay, well, it says DPS needs to stand here, but it doesn't show me where here is." And so they would be like, "Okay, it's right here."
Oh, I see what you're saying.
I like that there was, back then, there was a rating that actually adhered to different, learning capabilities.
Okay.
Nowadays, it's super hard to find that. I mean, you deal with so many assholes that are like, "No, you have to watch the videos. If you can't watch the videos, then you're not going to raid."
Well, so, that's the stigma of mental health, isn't it? Believe me, I understand, because your ADHD is a little bit more profound than mine, but I have bipolar disorder. I was diagnosed with schizophrenia. I got severe anxiety issues. That's,
oh God, yes, I get severe anxiety too. There's a dungeon in World of Warcraft that gives me anxiety every time I go in. So anytime I've gone in with a guild member, because we would always queue up as random, and if it was that one, they would have me go into Discord with them. My severe anxiety stems on bridges. Okay. And so they would tell me, they would be like, "Okay," they would have me mount up and do something else, like read a book or something else, and I would be on their mount, and they would basically cart me across the bridge where I wasn't looking at the screen, and then they'd tell me in there, they'd be like, "Okay, you're good." And, it's like, all right, that works. And I actually believe I wrote an article about. I could have sworn I wrote an article about that, about having a good guild, them being helpful like that.
Well, I sent you a bunch of links, and if you want more, I could send them. Those are places where you could literally just write. I guess read the guidelines in the Skype chat and just go through those websites. See if you could submit, and even if not, consider if you want, vamp up the portfolio and kind of just start the website and just kind of start adding, every time you write something, just look at it as maybe every time you're inspired to write something, because writing really it's not just therapeutic, it's also for mental health. In general, people who tend to have mental health disorders tend to actually be not only the most creative, but they also, that sense of they don't know why. It's just they've done research on it where people with ADHD included, and as well as OCD, as well as anxiety, depression, writing does something for people that they've done brain scans, and people are writing, people who are passionate about it, and it doesn't matter how mentally unstable they may be. When they're writing, the brain is lit up with dopamine. Dopamine's that, haven't heard, it's the chemical that's rewards you for doing something. In other words, at some point in history, the body said, "Hey, it's communication in some way, shape, or form is necessary." So it actually rewards you with that feeling of like a good feeling of something and accomplishment. And then even seeing something published does the same thing, because it's that feeling of accomplishment. So I think if you want to copy and paste those, like the 50,000 tabs you have open, copy and paste the URLs into like a Word document. I want to look into them a little bit after. We've gone through the hour. I'm gonna invoice you, but I wanted you to. I'm gonna start. I want to see if you can, send me a link to your portfolio again. I want to see if I could kind of, and send me a doc if you can when you have time of, if you want to send even just like 10 of your most favorite DVS articles, unless you want to send all of them, I don't care. And, I'll go ahead and, like, you can go ahead, feel free to just copy and paste the URLs and I'll look through them. And, I'm going to do some digging, and, next time we'll talk, a little bit more about, where to go from there, because I think writing, seems to be where you're going to be experiencing the highest feeling of confidence from, and it seems to be the one area that just comes naturally to you in that sense, where it's like you said, even in what was it, elementary school, I think you said, or back in you've been writing as long as I've been writing. It's a very long time.
Yeah, pretty much. I've started writing when I was a kid, and for a while there, I actually stopped writing, and I guess I've been. My first article with him is like November 2016. So it was over 2 years I was with them. But like sitting there, when I started writing for them, I went back to writing, and one of the things that really attracted me to them was the fact that I got to write what I liked. I got to write what I knew. And at the time, they seemed very appreciative of that.
Okay, well, that seems to be maybe that's why you were kind of, at an early age, you were very praised for writing, and that kind of extended to the point where, it was that amount of praise kind of showed you, okay, well, this is something I'm good at, and as you continue writing, you end up naturally just getting better at it. So it's I honestly think that's where you would find the most happiness, to be honest, just even just seeing published articles somewhere. And so I would look at it as, maybe YouTube could be the money outlet, and for now, maybe you just start submitting to magazines and online journals and blogs that do specialize in video games. I sent you a bunch of links in the Skype chat when you want to check them out. I think it's submission guidelines and stuff, and just start working on that. And if you can, also send me your portfolio. Again, your website. I want to see if I can kind of do a little thing in Wix and just show you if it'll ever load for me. It's been trying to load for the past hour, Wix.com. But I want to see if I can kind of like edit something and kind of just put together like a template for you, and that way we'll see if we can go from there. And if you want to use that, there's the option of buying it.
Underneath my favorite articles, do you also want me to go through my blog and find some that I like that I wrote there as well?
Feel free. I want everything you have that you can give, that you're willing to give, in that sense. Don't overwork yourself or anything, but if that would help me, because
here's how I look at it. If it's public, I'm willing to give it.
There you go. And if you got the time, go ahead and I'll look through it when I get the chance. And do you want to schedule for next week?
No, yeah, sure, we can do that. Let's see. I have an appointment on Tuesday at 7 a.m. I should be done by time I'm done with that appointment, but I can't promise I'll be awake.
Do you want? Nah, don't worry. Do you want to do Monday or Wednesday?
Let's see. Monday. I can do either one.
Okay. You want to do Monday at noon?
Monday at noon works for me.
Perfect. I'll set a reminder. It was good talking to you, Catherine. I think you're on a good track here. So just send me what you got, and I'm gonna see, and send me your portfolio now. I'm gonna see if I can put something kind of together, just a little template, and I'll get that. I'll have that to you by when we talk next. And we'll see from there. I'll go ahead and invoice you.
Okay.
Dang, it was good talking to you, Catherine.
All right. You too.
Yeah, have a good day.